check us out to Dripalicious Single People.
You are truly relentless, Cage.
Check us out to Dripalicious Single People.
You are truly relentless, Cage.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Poseidcast. With me today, I have Joey J. Harold, content creator for Mortal Kombat, as well as some other things as well. Joey, you want to go on and explain, what you do and stuff like that? Anything you'd like to shout out before we get into this?
Yeah, for sure. My name is Joey, as you can probably figure out from my account name. I mainly post on TikTok. I stream on TikTok and Twitch at Joey J. Harold. I post on YouTube very not frequently, but this year I plan on posting a lot more. I post mostly Mortal Kombat 1, and basically any other game that's trending. Like I did some Marvel Rivals, I did some
Classic.
some Call of Duty when that had just come out. I made a Sonic 3 movie video that's doing actually pretty well, which is shocking to me.
Awesome.
But yeah, check me out. TikTok, Twitch,
We have links in the description for that.
YouTube, X, Instagram, all of it, same at Joey J. Harold. If you go to my TikTok first, my link tree's in the bio, you can get to everything.
Awesome. Actually, I'll just leave the link tree in the description, and then that way anyone wants to check them out, you could do so over there. It says mainly on TikTok and stuff like that. But awesome, man. So a lot of people I've had on here are usually been a focus on kind of the competitive Mortal Kombat side. So it's going to be cool to see the insight from someone who takes it more like the content creator route. So are you someone who you do try to upload as much as possible? Do you have a schedule, or is it just kind of whenever you feel like it, you feel the creative juices flowing, you make something?
I do not have a schedule. I typically just post when I play, as long as I get one clip. I couldn't even tell you the amount of matches I've thrown by trying to get a stupid brutality.
Classic.
Yesterday, I had him down to, 0.9 health or something. I threw my glasses and gave up a full combo.
Trying to get something. No, I get it. Yeah, it happens, man.
Yeah, so that's kind of why I don't have a schedule. Unless I have, a bunch of things already planned out or recorded, and I already have them edited, I'll post them, once a day. I try not to do more than once a day, because the way TikTok and the algorithm and whatever works is, if I post this video, and then right after I post this video, the first one's going to get the views, the second one's not going to get any views.
Yeah, I get that.
Unless you're a big creator, which, I get it. Everyone's going to get a bunch of views. But I have 104,000, and in the analytics it shows 0% of my viewers are my followers. So
interesting.
Yeah, so I try to spread them out a little bit.
Okay.
So it's going everywhere.
Awesome.
And if I have a video doing very well, like that Sonic video I had just recently made, it got to like 60,000 views in 2 days. I was like, okay, cool. So I'm gonna not post anything, so I don't take any heat off of that, and I don't want any more views on this one. So I didn't post for like 3 days, but now I'm back to posting like once a day, once maybe twice a day. But yeah, I just posted a couple videos with a character I'm using for the first time. So yeah, it's kind of just sporadic. Whenever I play, I see if I get a fun clip or a cool combo or brutality, and then I'll make a video.
Okay, cool. That's cool to see the process. So basically, it's like you said, like once a day, like kind of roughly, but when is mainly when you have stuff. So
yeah, I have I want to say 5 videos in my drafts that are already done. They just need to be posted, and I'm kind of just waiting for a day when I just don't have anything to post. I'm like, all right, I'll post that one. I have it for a rainy day.
Yeah. So are you someone who likes to kind of schedule ahead everything, or is it kind of like you said, just when you have it?
Just when I have it, unless it's rare where I play for some reason. I'm like, I really want to play that day, and I play for like 4 hours and I get a bunch of clips. I'll schedule those because I have them all. But if I don't have any clips, I'll just whenever I play next, that's when I'll get the next clip. But there's no schedule.
Interesting. So, what character? You said you're mainly on Johnny. Am I crazy for
Yes.
saying that? So.
If you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
he's
back
there.
Oh, okay. I see some of the action figures and stuff too.
Yeah, I play Johnny was the first character I ever played. Just from the beta on, before I even knew like, oh, he's broken, he's top tier. I like that he's goofy and he's an asshole, and I've always liked him in the games. So like, all right, I'll play Johnny Cage, and it turns out he's A tier to S tier depending on who you're talking to. And so like, this is the first Mortal Kombat I've ever taken seriously at all. It's the first one I've ever played online.
Interesting.
So like I learned all his combos, and I was like, I don't want to go to someone else and forget his combos. And so the whole first year of the game, I played just Johnny. And then last year, about halfway through the year, I picked up Smoke. I got pretty good with him. I won a tournament with him.
Ooh, okay.
And then just like 3 days ago, I picked up Liu Kang. So I'm kind of just using him for fun. But mostly Johnny and a little bit of Smoke.
Awesome. I see you mentioned that you won a tournament. Is the tournament something you frequently enter? I remember I saw you post that you won at like convention. Was it just like something that just happened to be there, or did you go specifically for the tournament?
It actually just happened to be there. I've entered 3 the last year, and I won all 3. The first one was at the Cleveland Gaming Classic, obviously in Cleveland. They had a whole Mortal Kombat reunion. They did Ed Boon, John Tobias, Kerry Hoskins, and Sal DeVito were all there. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to meet them and get my autographs and pictures and everything. So that was cool, and I cosplayed Johnny. So after a while, I got really like exhausted, and I started feeling sick to my stomach. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to the car. So I went to the car. I took like a 30-minute nap. Came back into the convention. I went to enter the cosplay contest, and they said, sign-ups were a half hour ago, so you can't enter. So I was like, well, damn it. What do I do now? I looked around, and I was like, there's a Mortal Kombat tournament starting in like 15 minutes. Sure, I'll go do that. They're like, yeah, it's $15 to get in. I was like, okay, sure. And then I ended up being the 1 seed, and then ended up winning the whole thing in the very last like elimination. It did a whole bracket reset because I was playing like trash, and then I ended up
bringing it back
there at the end. Yeah,
that's awesome, man. That's awesome. That's a really like cool like tournament experience. So was that just, you said it was like something that happened? Do you want to enter tournaments at all, or like there's a bunch of things online as well, or is it you just strictly on the content creator side?
95% content creator side, 5% tournament. Like if I am at a convention and they happen to have a Mortal Kombat tournament, I'll join it because I'm already there. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to drive to a Mortal Kombat tournament.
Fair.
Unless it's like really something I'm involved with, like if I'm helping advertise or if I'm hosting, stuff like that. Like the next tournament I won, I was at Motor City Comic Con in Detroit, and there just happened to be a Mortal Kombat tournament on Saturday. And I was like, okay, sure, I'll go in. And it was really small. There was only like 6 people in it. So, and they weren't too, versed in the game. So I won, but that one I don't count as much. Just because, like, it was like, there wasn't really competition.
Yeah, that's something,
Yeah, the first one definitely, there was a lot of really good competition. And then, early December, I was at GalaxyCon Columbus, and I had looked to see if they were going to have a Mortal Kombat tournament, and on the website it said there was Street Fighter, Tekken, Smash Brothers, and Mario Kart. I was like, well, alright, no Mortal Kombat, that's fine. I'll join the Mario Kart one, whatever. I didn't end up joining, but it was on Sunday. I was just kind of messing around in the game room with my friends. I was showing them some Mortal Kombat stuff, because they don't know much about it. And I went to turn the controller back in, because you gotta, borrow controllers. And I was like, man, I wish you guys were doing a Mortal Kombat tournament. He's like, what do you mean? I said, the website only says these games. He said, well, we have a Mortal Kombat tournament in like 3 hours. I was like, okay, sign me up. So it was me, and there was only 3 other guys, but they were all like really good. I got blown out in the first or second round by the guy that ended up facing me in the finals after the losers bracket, and I went down 2-0, came back, beat him 3-2, and then it did a bracket reset, and then I ended up winning after that.
Nice.
And,
that's awesome, man.
This was my prize from that.
Oh, okay, that's pretty sick.
Yeah,
so it's like,
that's the only like big prize I've ever won out of a tournament.
That's pretty cool, though. So, cool. Were you going? Did you play Johnny the whole time, or was that?
I started as the first tournament in Cleveland. I started as Johnny. I played against a Baraka and a Sub-Zero that I could not play Johnny against. So I switched to Smoke, and I ended up winning that.
Nice.
The one in Detroit was all Johnny. There wasn't too much to worry about. The one in Columbus at GalaxyCon was, I started as Smoke thinking it was a good idea, and then I was getting just dogged. So I was like, alright, I gotta switch to Johnny. I switched to Johnny and ended up winning. So those two kind of carried me through, mostly Johnny though.
Cool, man. So, I was going to ask, take us a little bit through like the creator process. I know that is it more like you'll play or you stream and you'll get the clip and that's it, or do you like go for particular combos when you're playing, or is it more so like, okay, I'm gonna go for like this type of video, and then kind of take us through that? That makes sense.
Yeah, so sometimes I do stream and I'll get stream clips, but they kind of end up being a little bit lower quality because they are from a stream and not directly a video. I play on Xbox, so I record all of my clips on Xbox, and I go to the Xbox app on my phone and just download it, and now I have the best quality video of it, and then I take it into CapCut, which is the editing software I use. I'm sure most people have heard of it. TikTok like endorses it. And I just kind of edit whatever I get. It depends on, like, if I had just learned a combo in training, I will for sure try to get that combo online and then post it. Other than that, it's typically just like, oh, if someone falls for the Johnny Cage parry fatal blow, I'll clip it, and maybe I'll use it, maybe I won't. But I just kind of clip it in real time between rounds. I just like clip the last 60 seconds or something, and usually it works out. Sometimes I'll miss something, and if I do, I just go into practice mode and just record the whole match, and it's no big deal.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
I've had some conflicting opinions on my editing style, where some people like having it. So TikTok is vertical. They want the video small but sideways in the middle of the vertical. Other people like it taking up the whole screen, where like you're zoomed in on just the characters. That's what I prefer. But I've had a lot of people say it's really hard to see, or it's really hard to see.
It's still really hard to see, right?
Yeah.
Perfect timing, Steeler. All right.
It gets blurry because there's too much going on, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll post different ones here and there. Mostly I'll post the full screen ones, like zoomed in, but sometimes I'll just do like a blurred background in the middle is just the video.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's kind of just whatever I'm feeling or whatever I see in the comments.
Okay. So, you said you're mainly on TikTok. God damn, see, come on, this is the worst time to go through this. Okay. You said that you're mainly on TikTok. Is that because you prefer like that style, or do you like, or is it mainly like that's kind of where you started getting traction? You just kind of went with it like that.
A bit of both. I definitely enjoy short form content creation more because I don't have to sit down and edit for 6 hours to make one video. I get how some people, like, that's going to make you more money. If you are a big creator, you're obviously going to, get stuff from that and bring in some more views and everything. I personally, my brain has rotted to a level where I just enjoy making a minute 30 or like a 5-second to a minute 30 video and just throwing it out there, doing a little bit of editing to track some things in the video. But you don't have to do too much, and I can do it entirely on my phone. I don't have to go get on the CapCut on the PC or anything. But it is where I got my start. I posted a lot of NBA 2K. That was my start. NBA 2K20 in pandemic. I got really bored. I was like, I'm just going to make some videos. This should be cool. I was just going to make it for myself because I always like videos like that.
Yeah.
And then I ended up just growing and growing and growing. And then by the end of 2K20, going into 2K21, I had like 50,000 followers. I was like, man, that's crazy.
That's a lot.
And then between 2K21 and 2K22, it just stopped. Like I was not getting views. I was not getting followers. My follower count was going down. I don't know. I didn't know what it was. I guess like I got into a niche that wasn't very good or something. But then around 2K22 to 24, I started speeding back up and getting a little bit more traction. And then I got stuck at specifically, I know the number, 92,646. I got to that number and it capped out. I capped out for like 2 years.
Literally never, no movement at all?
No movement. I didn't lose, I didn't gain. I just stayed there. I posted videos daily. Never moved. It's crazy, right?
Yeah, doesn't even seem like you think maybe it would go down, if anything.
Yeah,
like
I was
just
thinking
to
I
stay.
would keep going down, but no, I was just sitting there. And I started getting annoyed, so I went to analytics for the first time, which unfortunately showed me that maybe 3% of my followers are actually getting my video on their For You page. And it's only new people seeing it. So those 100, or at the time 92,000 people weren't seeing my videos at all. So that alienates 92,000 people.
Yeah, those are the particular people that like videos. Yeah. So.
Yeah. But then Mortal Kombat came out, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna play this. This looks fun because I've always enjoyed Mortal Kombat. Just never taken it super seriously. And that got me up from 92,000 to like 102,000. It really bumped me up, and the whole Johnny Cage meme thing that happened really helped me because I already played the character, so now I could just make meme videos every day.
Yeah.
It was a great time. I still make them in hopes that one day it'll get a resurgence. But I prefer TikTok because it's a lot less glitchy to YouTube Shorts. I don't know what it is. I don't know if my app is always out of date or something. But anytime I try to post on YouTube Shorts, it if I don't pick the video I want to post within like 15 seconds, my app just crashes. And I don't know what it is. And
is that about on your phone?
I don't know. Well, when I'm posting, I'm using my phone. Okay. But when I'm scrolling, the entire app just freezes. It's weird.
Yeah.
And then another problem with YouTube Shorts is copyright music. I use a lot of copyrighted music on my TikToks, but they're allowed on there.
Yeah, that's what's cool about TikTok.
They have contracts and everything.
Yeah.
And that's what I love doing. So when I repost a TikTok on YouTube Shorts, hey. By the way, we're hiding this. All right. fuck me, I guess.
It's not just what makes it really all come together, but
yeah, because then I have to pick some specific sound that isn't copyrighted and it just doesn't match as well.
Mm-hmm.
I take, you wouldn't believe the amount of time I take just scrolling through TikTok sounds that I have saved and just clicking them and listening to them and seeing what would match the video. Last night I was editing a Liu Kang video and it took me, I kid you not, like 2 hours to find a song, and it was not even the best. I was like, whatever, this is gonna have to do. I'm getting tired of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, it's like, it wasn't because you were just trying to find something that would go with it. It was kind of like something that made sense in your head that you're talking about.
Yes, something that made sense in my head, made sense with the character, and kind of with the video a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly I try to go with the video.
Mm-hmm.
And I often try to go with, like, oh, I'm playing Johnny, I'm gonna find the most douchebag Hollywood song I can find. But I was playing Liu Kang, I was like, alright, well, I gotta find something, like, motivational or super hype or something about fire. I'm like, alright, well, here's this. And I picked, like, I think it's Find Your Flame from the Sonic Frontiers OST.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, it's a process.
It's a process. Oh, for sure.
And another thing with, like, the copyright and the censorship and stuff is Twitch. I'm horrified of streaming on Twitch because I'm gonna say something that, like, I'm gonna cuss or something, and it's gonna be like, all right, well, now your stream is 18 plus only, and now you can't stream to anyone.
Yeah.
Only these people can see your stream. I'm like, all right, well.
Yeah, I'm definitely, unfortunately, someone who I'm not sure if it's MK or I think it's partly me, but sometimes they just start flying, F-bombs and it's like, what the, like, something happens, and it's definitely not a game where it's easy to do. It could just be like monk zen mode. So when you're getting clips, are you playing Combat League? Are you playing casuals? Are you playing with friends? Is it like towers and stuff like that? Like, what's your main source?
Combat League.
Combat League?
Mostly Combat League. Every once in a while, like, if I'm practicing a character, I'll post a tower video.
Mm-hmm.
But in the past, the game's been out over a year, I've played only like 500 casual games.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else has been Combat League.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And it's a little more, I won't say impressive, but it's cooler to me, like winning in ranked. And there's the clip in ranked.
Yeah.
But then realistically, I go play casuals and they're the sweatiest of the sweats.
Yeah, right.
Worse than Combat League. I don't understand it. They need to go. And yeah, I have problems in casuals a lot, so that's why most of my clips are in Combat League. I have never gone past Grandmaster rank though, even if I'm, like, playing main content. I can't do it. I will lose to some people that are clearly better than me. Happens a lot. I get it. But as soon as I get to Grandmaster rank, I swear the amount of either lag switchers or just... I played against one of those hackers recently you've seen with, like, the auto duck and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I played one of those, and I didn't believe it at first. I was like, oh, that's not a real thing. That's stupid.
Yeah.
But then I saw them, like, blocking everything and ducking every ground. I was like, let me grab full screen. And I did, and they ducked. I was like, all right, well, I'm just going to leave that.
Yeah.
It's all Combat League 99% of the time.
Interesting. That's cool. No, Combat League can be fun, and like I said, it is a little bit more of a legit means to getting a clip, because if you're just doing it in casuals or practice or on a tower, it's like, okay, like, you got the combo, but then it's like the hard part was getting the part before it, which is opening up your opponent, outplaying your opponent and stuff like that, because that's really what it comes down to. I mean, is just what they call neutral, and that's just hitting your opponent, like getting that original opening, because then the other stuff is like will come through, like, in practice mode and stuff like that. So very cool, man. Very, very, very cool. So you say you play Johnny. You've been playing Smoke, Liu Kang. Is there any other characters on the docket that you have going on that you're gonna be making content for? Or is it just those three for now?
So I feel comfortable with Liu Kang so far. So assuming I don't just become awful all of a sudden, I'll play him for a little bit, but I really, really want to learn Katana.
Ooh. Okay.
Her combos look very cool. Yeah, back up and reach 75 feet forward.
Yup.
Oh my god, you have no idea how many katanas I just got destroyed by playing Smoke because his knife is like close quarters.
Yeah, I can see that matchup being an absolute nightmare.
Yeah. But yeah, I want to learn her. I bought some skins for her. Like, oh, I'm gonna learn her. Never did.
Yeah. How it goes.
I want to learn Katana, Melina, and Kenshi because Kenshi not only being busted. He looks really cool. Like the combos look really cool. It's really input heavy from what I'm seeing. It's not where like I can do YXY as Johnny and it's gonna pop up. You got to do a whole bunch of stuff with Kenshi.
Yeah, like the things that do something with Kenshi and the Sento at the same time.
And then you got control Sento and potentially your cameo. Use 80 different characters you control.
Yeah.
It's so much. I want to learn. I don't have the patience to learn.
That's fair, man. It can be hard to like learn these characters, and depending on what you want to do, because like even as going on like to rank to be able to win matches, can be pretty hard when you're learning a new character, and depending on the rank you are and stuff like that. So definitely it's a journey each time you pick someone.
Yeah, I typically go for like one season I'm playing this character, the next season I'm playing this character. Like in Combat League, like last season I played all Smoke. This season I'm playing all Johnny. Next season probably Johnny again, but it could be Liu Kang depending on how I'm feeling. But yeah, I learned a bunch of new Johnny stuff. I was like, all right, well, this is really cool. I'm gonna go try to do it a bunch.
What cameo you been using with Johnny?
Cyrax. It's been Cyrax since... I'm not going to say day one because I use Serena like every noob does.
Yeah.
But, no, I got really, like, I thought Cyrax... I really like Cyrax's character. I was like, alright, well, that could be a cool combo, you know. And then I realized the whole... it gives him a little bit of a projectile, just with the net. Because Johnny doesn't have any. So, it gives him that. It gives him a combo extender. You can... be safe if you use 2 cameo bars. Like it just worked out for me. And then I watched a YouTube video a few months ago. I don't remember the guy's name, unfortunately. I'm sure I'll run into it again. And he was showing off a hype startup with Cyrax. And I didn't know that if you were holding up in the corner when you use the Cyrax cameo, it keeps them in the corner. I didn't know that. I had seen this combo done so many times, and I thought it was just dumb luck. Yeah. Like, because every time I would do it, they would fly to the
other way, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, well, I'm just not lucky. But no, there's a button for it.
Yeah, I think that...
Of course there is.
That was updated, I think, in one of the updates. I think it was, like, where they got hit first was where they would land, and now I think you can choose it. So.
Yeah, if you hold up, he will throw to the corner, the nearest corner. Yeah. If you just let it go, I think it always goes the other direction. But like you do that, and then you can get the gut punch, and then hype, and then nut punch a few times. It's a whole thing. Yeah. And it's really cool. It's my favorite thing to do because it's a really long combo that looks cool.
Yeah, because you can combo into the net, right, with nut punch when you're hype.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. You nut punch. Wave dash, couple hits, nut punch, amplified wave dash. Like, you can just do it for, like, 30 seconds. It's crazy.
Yeah, no.
And it's just really fun, and it looks cool, and it does a crap ton of damage.
It's hyped to see, to get, like, in a match.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, awesome, man. That's really cool. What about with, with Smoke? Who do you use? Cameo?
I use Sonya.
Sonya?
Yeah.
So.
I haven't watched... I watched a couple videos on Smoke Tremor because I've seen that does a ton of damage. I've never used Tremor a single time, so I was like, I've used Sonya before. Let me see what I can do. And I've learned so many different things that can get full combos out of just like poking the opponent. You get a full combo with Sonya, and it turns his non-amplified smoke port, like where it's a low, but it's a teleport from behind and it pops him up.
Yeah.
If you don't amplify it, but you use Sonya, you get a combo. And yeah, I learned that. I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna use Sonya. I feel comfortable with this. I never deviated from the path, and then they added her her drop kick and bicycle kick, which led me to learning a 59% combo with smoke.
Oh,
and it's very not likely to happen. I've only ever got it one time online.
That's what I mean.
It costs both cameo meters and all 3 bars. You're never gonna do it. But you can do it. It's
But
possible.
when you do, it's
Yeah, when you do it, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've been using a lot of Sony with Reptile recently.
Oh yeah.
They have a lot of synergy. I think that the cameo is really good because it gives you projectile, it gives you the combo extender, and it gives you like the air ambush, so you can call it jumps or was it a little combo synergy to like grab? Oh, you have the mid projectile too. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Which is really good, and then you can charge it for other stuff and it recovers super quickly. And now you have the dive kick, and that again leads to like another like launcher.
So many
super,
options with Sonya.
yeah, so it's such a cool cameo, and I think it kind of like encompasses, like gives you a little bit of everything. So if your character's lacking something, she gives it to you in a way. But very, very, very cool, man. So what's next on the docket for you? Got any big projects coming up, or is it just sticking to the grind, uploading clips when you can and stuff like that?
Gonna stick to the grind and get some clips, but I want to do a lot more collaborations. I have not done a single collaboration in the 5 years I've been a content creator.
We got this right here. That's something.
But yeah, this is the first one.
Let's go.
It counts. Like I try every once in a while, but then like schedules get messed up, and then they just stop responding or something.
Yeah.
So I as you saw on Twitter, X, whatever it's called now, Twitter. I'm gonna say. I've been posting like trying to add creators that I want to work with, or I comment on posts, or do stuff like that. Like I did with you, your post. I saw one of your podcasts. I was like, oh, I'll come on if you need someone.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. But yeah, I want to do more collaborations. I want to do another charity stream. My last charity stream didn't make a ton, but it made some to donate, so that was good. I think it was like $75 or something, which is better than nothing.
Yeah, I remember you were doing that a couple weeks ago. I think.
Yeah, it was in November 16th or something.
Yeah.
But I have some more stuff to give away for that.
Awesome, man. That was really cool.
Yeah, I still got this signed print.
Oh, that's nice.
And this signed print also.
Oh, okay.
So next charity stream, I want to give those away.
Definitely make sure to tap in. Hit up the link tree in the description and have a follow. Win some of those posters, those pictures.
Yeah. They don't have COAs, but one, who's gonna fake it? Who's gonna fake it? A Katana, Melina, and Kenny. 2, I have DMs. 3, I have video.
Yeah, so
if you need some kind of clarification, I got it.
He's got it. Yeah, those are legit and real. I'm sure some people would love to have those. A lot of people. There's a lot of. But if people are there in MK, typically are into collecting. It's usually because it's like the lore, you've been playing in the game for a while, the story sucked you in, and then if you get more into it, it's because like you started really, really enjoying the game.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And there's movies and stuff, so there's just a ton.
I had made this custom Kenshi Funko Pop. I had sent it to Vic Chow, voice actor. He really wanted one, so I sent it to him and he signed mine. And then that's why he sent me the autograph print also. I have one also, but he sent one to give away. And Noah Flater, he is a martial artist, like super cool guy. He's the face model for Kenshi. He did the motion capture for Smoke, Reptile, Liu Kang. I know he did a Melina Brutality, which I thought was so funny watching. But I don't know all the characters specifically, but he reached out to me on TikTok, and I got him one, and I gave him another one he gave away at a convention he was at. So, I love doing that. I've got a Johnny Cage one I made that got signed by the voice actor. He wanted to sign it for me. So that, just a lot of cool stuff. Like, you can buy all of the figures and shit. Yeah. Like, there's so many. Yeah. Behind my camera is just full. It's all Resident Evil and Mortal Kombat back there.
Nice.
But making it to me is very cool. Like, I have a smoke mask that I 3D printed, and I have another one here that came out like trash. But better.
They both look good to me, honestly. If you've been
The main issue I've had is you can see that looks a little bit smooth.
Yeah. Okay. I imagine that can happen sometimes.
Yeah. So I enjoy making my own stuff. That, unfortunately, I have no artistic skill, like drawing or anything. This one of my friends on Instagram, Tommy Lee, made that. So that was very cool. He does other art and stuff. So
very cool.
Yeah, it's a really. I guess I didn't realize how big the community was with Mortal Kombat.
What's huge?
Because I had never talked to anyone in the community until that Cleveland Gaming Classic, which I think was October. Like, I had been in the Mortal Kombat groups and just like posted online and whatever. But I went to that convention and I met a lot of really cool people, and they like, oh, want to take a picture with me because they saw that I was going to be cosplaying in the Mortal Kombat group, and they were like, oh, I'm going to find you, take a picture. So like we got pictures, and this one guy, Headlock Gaming, people probably have heard of him. He has a lot of followers. I didn't realize until like after I had already left. We had chatted for a while, and then he was like rooting for me in the tournament because he didn't know there was a tournament. He was like, I wish I was in there too. In the finals, I was like, yeah, probably, honestly. But he would kick my ass. So,
so you lucked out. Like that.
Yeah, I'm glad he wasn't there. But he was behind and he was like recording it all, and he was like cheering for me and stuff. So that was very cool. It made me realize like people are really good about that. You know, like there's obviously gonna be some rude people or sore losers.
Like combat league, yeah.
It happens. I understand. Yeah, you're gonna hear someone scream the N-word in combat.
Yeah.
I get it. But in person, you're like, everyone's super cool, and I was like really nervous to meet all these people because I have kind of bad anxiety, but not like the worst. Like I do conventions almost every weekend, but meeting people that want to meet me is like, I don't want to come off as weird or I don't want to be awkward.
Yeah.
So like I go and we have a similar interest in Mortal Kombat, and we could just talk about that. And everyone was super nice, and like most people knew a lot more than me because they've been around Mortal Kombat a lot longer. They're telling me, they're like, oh, were you ever in the Mortal Kombat Armageddon online servers? I was like, I didn't play Mortal Kombat until 9.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one day when I was younger, my dad randomly brought home a stack of games I think he got from like Facebook Marketplace or something. And Mortal Kombat 9 was there. I was like, oh, this looks fun. I shouldn't have played it at that age, but I was, and it was a great time. Of course, I wasn't like good at it. I just played the story mode and everything. Oh my god, that story mode took me probably 2 years to beat. I'm not because I played it on that, and then I played it on the PS Vita. One of honestly the most impressive games on the Vita because it lost 0 performance. It still looked good. That was the first place I ever beat the story mode because I could not beat Shao Kahn. And, like, I couldn't beat him as Liu Kang. It wasn't even the rated one; it was the Liu Kang one. And I was like, "Oh my god, I'm never gonna do this." And then I streamed MK9. I haven't played it since then. I streamed it a couple months ago, and one tried Shao Kahn both times because I realized you could just jump over him and punch.
Yeah, like you find one thing that works.
You find one thing that works. You do a little 5 or 6% combo, just repeat it over and over and over.
Yeah, because like certain combos don't work on them and stuff like that, and they have armor in weird situations.
Yeah, but like the community is cool, and like you had me on your podcast, which is very cool. I've never been on one. I've always wanted to be on one. I am too lazy to make one. Which, you know, kudos to you for having one. Like that's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's like it's something that I wanted to do. It definitely is a lot of work because like we've been trying for like a couple weeks now, like a month. Like I was like, we're gonna do it, and then I need some time away, and then there's like other times and stuff like that. It can be hard, like you said, to just link up the times and be like, you know, we're both available. So
yeah, it took us like what, 2 months?
Yeah, basically I said like 2 months.
Yeah,
to actually get the time and everything.
December was like so busy for me. It was convention every weekend. I had my birthday weekend. I had Christmas.
Yeah. New Year's. Yeah, all that. Visit family.
I could not do anything.
Yeah.
And yeah.
No, it definitely is a bit of a grind, but it's more of like you kind of have to show up because sometimes I'm like, oh, I have to do it, and then I show up and do it, and it's like it's free flowing. You're just chilling, vibing, like have a good time talking MK with someone else who enjoys MK or whatever the topic is that night. So it's more of like kind of like going to the gym or something like that. It's like you just got to show up, and it's like the dread, but once you do. Awesome.
Yeah, I was worried a little bit today. I was like, what am I going to talk about? I don't know how many questions he's going to have. Is he going to ask me, like, technical questions? I don't know the tech. I don't know.
What's the frame data on Johnny's Stamp 200?
What's the frame data on Johnny's standing for?
Well, here's a pop quiz.
Plus 12 or something. It's something stupid.
Oh, man, no. Johnny is a good character, for sure. They toned down a little bit. Normalized a little bit. Yeah. He used to be crazy. I don't know how you fight
I
it.
loved MK9 Johnny was just an asshole for the sake of being an asshole.
Yeah.
Even though he figured out what was going on in like the second chapter.
Yeah.
He still acted like he had no idea what was happening.
Classic.
And then MKX, they really matured and they're like, alright, military man.
Yeah.
Okay. Not as cool, but still cool.
Yeah.
And then 11, they brought back, 90s Johnny. I'm like, alright, that's peak Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
And then they brought in 1, and I was like, that's peak Johnny.
That's peak Johnny Cage. Yeah.
That's the one. And I like that they've had the same voice actor since X, so it's been pretty consistent.
Mm-hmm.
I had talked to Vic Chow on the live stream I did, voice actor Kenji. I didn't know he voiced Goro in MKX. That was kind of a weird thing to learn, because then he started talking, and I was like, what are you doing?
Are you Goro?
I was like, oh, okay. I don't remember that. But he was talking about how he really likes the writing team and how they write the characters. I've seen a lot of discourse on Twitter about the story. But that's Twitter. People are going to be upset.
Yeah, you're be upset about anything.
I really enjoyed MK1's story mode until the very end. I liked the whole all the different realms. That was cool. But the ending just being generic, your character running up the pyramid, doing moves they would never do. You're playing, let's say for example you're playing Geras on that. He's doing spin kicks and shit. He's never done that a day in his life.
Yeah.
He's like a wrestler. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And he's swinging from a chandelier. I'm like, Geras would never do that. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But and then at the end they're like, oh yeah, actually Liu Kang saved it, so it doesn't matter. Right, well, that sounds about right.
He uses all power.
Like should do. He turns them into sand. He Thanos.
Half the people are gone.
Yeah, everyone's cool. But then the Chaos Range, I really didn't like it.
Didn't like it?
It looked really the graphics in it, especially there's a specific the shot of Tanya in the dark. I'm sure you've seen it, but she's all wet and sweaty, and I'm like, that's really detailed.
Yeah.
But I really disliked that Smoke didn't get a chapter. The whole thing was about Bihan. Smoke didn't get a chapter. Smoke is his brother.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And a rival, Sub-Zero's Bihan hates Tomas.
Yeah.
So you would think maybe you would play as Smoke. He makes one appearance, says yellow and red, it must be Cyrex and Sector, and that's all they had Yuri Lowenthal for. I feel like they had him record that day one. And they're like, all right, go home.
We'll call you if we need you.
But yeah, the first story mode really enjoyed. Second story mode didn't like. And unlike others, I don't care about the gender swap of Cyrex and Sector. It doesn't make a difference to me. It's the same character. They have the same moves. Whatever. It's a different timeline. It happens.
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing Mortal Kombat since UMK3 when I was a little kid, and Sector's always been one of my favorite. Reptile or Mac Sector, my 3 favorite, in no particular order. And I didn't even know Sector was a human until MK9. I didn't even know I thought it was a robot. I'm gonna now I learned that, and then it's now I'm gonna be upset that it's a male that I didn't even realize was a human until I've been playing the game for 10 plus years. Like,
yeah. And like they already have the male sector in Cyrax in the cameos. So,
yeah.
Well, male. They never take their helmets off. They could.
Yeah, they could
just be robots in this one.
They could.
We don't know.
Yeah.
I know in like A4, Cyrax loses his mask for like an ending.
Yeah.
But everyone is just they're guys in motocross gear.
Yeah.
But they're supposed to be robots, and that's cool.
Yeah.
We like that. And so they swapped the character, they swapped the genders, and then everyone was freaking out, yelling, and I'm like, does it really matter that much? As long as their gameplay is fun, I don't care.
Yeah.
They brought in Janet Cage. It was like, that's pretty funny. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And then people were like, why would they gender bend? I'm like, because it's a joke.
Yeah, it's a joke, and I also I feel like the reverse would be like if they were like, okay, DLC, one of the cameos is Johnny Cage. Be like, well, Johnny Cage is already in the game. Why are we gonna have to pay? Then people would freak out about that. So then,
yeah, that's something I was worried about when I saw the cameo.
Yeah,
because they had it like leaked out the list. I was like, Jake Cage. What is Jake? What is Johnny gonna do? Is he gonna? I thought it was gonna be like MK9 Johnny, but or not MK9, MK like. UMK3 or MK2 Johnny with like the black and blue pants. Yeah. But he was gonna have a force ball that he could throw.
Yeah, I thought that give you a projectile. Yeah.
Yeah, which Janet does.
Yeah, so, does have that. Yeah.
You know, it's okay. Yeah. I don't mind that she's there. I mind that she's overpowered.
Yeah, she's probably the best cameo right now.
Yeah, she works with so many different characters. Yeah. Like, I got a 54% Ermac combo put on my head the other day.
Yeah, that's that's just typical. Like if you play an Ermac in a tournament and they're hitting you for 55, 60 a touch, like just regular opening.
They got all their flight cancels and
the cancels, the pressure cancels and stuff like that. And he's an interesting character, and there's disjoint and that mid's crazy, and
I found it funny that. We have Chameleon in the cameo list. That's cool. Yeah. But Chameleon got so much screen time in the DLC.
Yeah.
Even though she's not a playable character, and I mean, I guess it was the excuse to get her as a cameo in the story mode.
Yeah.
But she got more lines than Smoke did, and Smoke's a playable character, and that's what kind of I was like, okay, sure. Mm-hmm. Maybe. And half the roster is just missing in the DLC.
Yeah,
I didn't like that.
That's fair.
And the big gripe I had with the DLC was we were focused on different realms characters. I did not care about the other realms, Rain or Tanya.
Yeah.
If it was this Rain or Tanya, I would understand and be like, okay, cool. I don't want them to die.
Yeah.
But when that Rain. The Rain that died, I was like, okay.
That's kind of
I'm not playing as him anyways. I was like, alright, this is one of the dime a dozen ones. And then they brought in like World War II Johnny. I'm like, okay, I guess we need a comedic relief. That's funny. But if he died, I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
But if in-game Johnny died, I would be like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it would be like an actual
I don't have any attachment to these different realm characters.
Well, that's fair.
But we had 2 chapters that were like 8 fights long, and I was like, and I don't even like playing Tanya or Rain.
Yeah.
I mean, for a Tanya or a Rain fan, maybe it's cool. But for me, I wasn't a fan.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's completely understandable, because it kind of takes away from the original story, and if for someone, personally for me, I love Mortal Kombat lore, funny enough, but I have never been really one to play through the stories. I never finished MK11 story. I played a ton of MK11. I did the first story mode for MK1 because I sub-goaled it, and I hit the sub-goal, so I did it. And then this one, I was like, I'll play it. It actually seems like I was kind of like, it was the first time I'm like, wow, I'm interested in playing the story, but then like the characters came out. Sector, I love Sector, and they gave like Sony got a new move and stuff like that, and I just ended up getting too distracted with playing the game. And now it's been a while. I still haven't played. I probably should. It's just where am I gonna find the time?
Yeah, that's how I felt when Ghostface came out. Like I was super hyped for him because I love Scream. It's been my favorite horror movie since I was like 10.
So cool.
But they gave Smoke a new move. I was like, all right, well, not playing Ghostface. I'm using Smoke still.
Yeah.
This new move.
Completely different character now.
Yeah, did combo extenders, and now he can
Yeah,
dash across the air.
His forward 4 is plus, like, you know, like you cancel it, it's like plus 10, so it gels into his high, or you could do it again, and it's like...
Yeah, they changed his whole character, which is great because we all wanted a smoke buff.
The
smoke players wanted a smoke buff.
I mean, I play with, I have some friends who are smoke players and stuff, and I play against him. I was like, he definitely seemed like he was lacking a little bit. It's kind of like go invisible and then wait to be invisible.
Pretty much, yeah.
So cool, man. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Before I let you go here, is there anything that you wanted to talk about or anything that you felt like I was going to ask you that I didn't? The floor is yours if you want to, you know, say anything or anything you want to shout out or anything like that at this point.
I'll take this time to call out some creators I want to work with.
Do it.
Since we're here.
Mm-hmm.
Uncaged Games.
Uncaged. Classic.
Been a fan of him for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Love the Buy Everything Mortal Kombat series. Got me into buying Mortal Kombat figures. All the stuff I have.
Yeah.
And he, you know, Johnny Cage fan.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to work with him for something, whether it be just like a first to 5 as Johnny Cage mirror match or something fun. We could, you know, I know he's from Michigan if I'm not mistaken, and I'm going to Detroit for a convention.
Ooh,
so
okay, maybe on Cage if you hear this.
Yeah, I DM'd him a couple times. Never got anything back.
Yeah, I'm sure like with like when he's huge, so it's like he probably just has a ton of people.
Yeah, I kind of just throw stuff out every once in a while, like hey,
yeah, why not? You know, why not?
Yeah, I would love to do a buy everything challenge against him or something.
Ooh.
At the convention. Waz, I've
Westminster.
enjoyed his videos recently.
He's awesome.
I was in one recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had a smoke clip right after the update. I did like a cool brutality with the new move, and like
nice.
He thought it was cool. So that's cool, and I'm in his Discord and everything. And,
awesome. He's awesome. Dope dude.
Yeah, I want to do something. I don't know. We have no video ideas there.
Mm-hmm.
For Mortal Kombat creators, I think that's it. There's some other ones, but like they're kind of just out there. But yeah, Uncaged, Waz,
Poseidon, you know, all the big names
there. all those guys, you know, give me publicity.
Waz, Uncaged.
I just want to have a good time.
Sonic, Ninja, Poseidon, you know, like the top 5.
Yeah, we can't forget about him.
Gotta throw him in the mix, you know. Cool, man.
Gotta throw him in there.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. It was really cool getting your perspective on the way you go about like content and things like that. Really, really cool stuff. Thank you so much for coming on. And I think that's going to do it for tonight. And I'll see you guys at the next video.
Yeah. Peace out. Remember to throw for content.
Throw for content.